Greasy says.
Hello, my people.
What's up? Welcome back to Greasy Says. I'm doing it a little early this week because I'm going to be away on vacation, so I'm looking forward to that. That's why I'm looking like in my worker mode right now, working on the game. I do a weird thing where I dress differently depending on what my job is for that particular day. I'm a weirdo. Hey, never said I wasn't. Let's hop into some news right off the bat, shall we? Netflix. Of course I get a fucking text right now. It always happens. Netflix is shutting down it already has shut down 2 of its major game studios. Just last week, go back, I was talking about Unhinged. The studio that made that is called Night School. And that game was fantastic. Great technical achievement, etc., etc. Guess what? Netflix don't give a fuck about your feelings, bro. So yeah, they're closing that studio 6 weeks after the launch of that game. That's brutal, man. That's so hardcore, and you could have your feelings about it or whatever, but it is what it is, man. They say they want to focus more on like kids stuff, and what did they say? What was the words they said? Focus on story-driven fare and games with mainstream hooks. That is publisher speak for, we want to make sure we make games that are guaranteed to make money and that we can tie into as many IPs that already have eyeballs on them as possible. Such as a recently released FIFA game. So what does this tell me? I don't know. It tells me that Netflix was serious about making games, like more serious games, more sort of non-casual games. And now they're like, you know what? We could make a ton of casual games, poop them out, and more of them will stick because they got bright colors and they appeal to kids. Kids are a major target for game publishers now. In general, kids are a huge target in entertainment, in toys, in games. It's almost like you want to make sure that your game appeals to children because children latch on to things, they're more committed to things, they're less busy, all the reasons kids love stuff. I kind of worry about it a little bit because like there have been signs that like games have been targeting kids in kind of like gross ways, like promoting gambling or promoting like kids going in their mom and dad's wallet and getting their card and buying a bunch of Fortnite skins for thousands of dollars. These games and these systems are designed to for maximum FOMO for kids, and it just makes them want to buy. Kids are very easily influenced, so you can do a lot with games and the dopamine to influence a kid to do something. It's messy. It's real messy. Anyway, so Netflix shutting down 2 studios. What was the other one? So I think Night School did Oxenfree, which was also successful, and this new Unhinged game, but there's another one. Boss Fight. That was last October. Is there another? I could have sworn there was another studio. Moonlot. What did Moonlot make? I wonder. Oh, they were working on Animal Crossing style life sim, but didn't release a game before its closure. That's messed up. Because that's a casual experience. Animal Crossing makes bajillion dollars. If that was streaming, that would kill. Maybe they were taking a few years, few months too long. Who knows? Netflix is very like they're kind of like Google. Like they want to move fast, and they are not afraid to just kill things in their cribs. So yeah, sorry to the folks at Moonlot, and sorry to the folks at Night School. More layoffs, more studio closures. I hope they land on their feet and keep making games, because that would be awesome. Brutal, 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 brutal. All right. What else? Let's see what my notes say. What else are we doing here? Okay, so let's get back. Let's get back to the game. Let's show off some more of the game. I have been working on music and a music system for the game. So I'll share sort of my overview, and then we'll start digging in more and more. So before I started building the system, I figured, because I've been working with state trees a lot recently with the monster and getting that to work, um, I really like the idea of kind of going traditional design and like basically pulling up a map, like design style. So I made a sort of a map of all of the gameplay states and the monster states and the player states and where music is going to go. And I kind of had this idea of this high energy. It's not a dram, it's a bram. It's a bram. You know what a bram is? A bram is those sounds in trailers and stuff that goes blam. That's what a bram is. So yeah, this is how I want to treat the music system, and the monster state and the player state can be shared, and the music system can run off of that state. And I got mixed states here. So I kind of broke down the music system into what stems I want to use. So when the player is safe, we'll be playing all these stems. When they're in caution, we'll pull out these stems here and hi, and I'm not trying to wave, but that's pretty cool. We'll add those, and then when you're in danger, we'll go here. And I have this idea for a piccolo string system, which I'll talk about later. Depends if I can build it or not. I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, this is the map of how the music system would work. So let's look at live, shall we? Here we are in live. I had to do some wackiness and get Restream working so I could actually send the output of live to OBS so that you could hear it, because it wasn't working before. That was fun. VST plugin management is always a blast. Yeah. So here I have all of my stems and their states. This is just the beginning. I'm probably going to blow this out, but I just wanted to get something going so we could understand. So if we're looking at our safe state, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements all playing at once. So in live, this would kind of be the sound of the safe state. Oops. There we go. So some intensity. Kind of driving beat. And this is when you're safe. So you're just walking around exploring the world. It's kind of intense, but that's the idea. And then when the monster is near, we drop everything out to just this. Oh no, we drop everything out to this. Right? So this is when you want to be avoiding the monster. There is danger about. And then when you're fully in danger, like the monster is attacking you, we go to these. Because I want to make room for all the monster sounds, all the stuff that is important for gameplay. I want the music to kind of get out of the way, but I still want that big boom scary stuff happening every now and again. So that's the idea. Um, that's it working in live. Of course, live is all tempo locked and whatnot. Um, but yeah, that's the idea for the music system. So I started building it in Unreal. So I have, this is going to be kind of a dive, I guess, on meta sounds and stuff like that. So strap in. So here I have my music system. It is a source, a metasound source. There's a difference between metasound patches and metasound sources. Patches can be called inside of a source. Right here I have MSP big drums, and I have MSP music perk, which is just two elements of what we were just listening to. Inside of either of these is simply a random get from an array of those drum stems, and you play them through a wave player and send that out. And then inside of the music system, I'm grabbing that, sending the output to a mixer. Bada bing bang boom. Now we're in there. Same thing for perk. But in order to tempo lock everything, I need a metronome. And there is an awesome, amazing, sick ass plugin inside. It's an experimental plugin, but all the good ones are. So it's a harmonics plugin. This one. Just enable that in your plugins, and then these nodes will become available. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the metronome stuff. So on play, we're going to trigger a music transport, and that transport has, a length and a time signature and a tempo and a MIDI clock, which is the most important thing we need. That MIDI clock feeds all of these quantized delay trigger nodes. Essentially what this does is when it gets a trigger, it waits for a certain subdivision, bar, beat, whatever you want. It'll wait until that moment to allow this trigger input to go through. So when I click play big drums, this trigger, it'll wait, and then it'll go into my Metasound patch and hit next big drums, which will trigger this wave player. Boom. So now I know that whenever I hit play, it's always going to be tempo locked to this MIDI clock, including when I stop it. When I stop it, it's going to wait for the next beat and then stop it. So yeah, let's listen to it. Right? I start playing. All starting to play has done is triggered the music transport. I'm not playing any music. I'm just keeping time. But when I play big drums, it starts the big drums. And if I start play perk, right? I can stop that perk, and it waits until the beat, even if I press it early. Right, I can stop it. Same thing with this. You get the idea. So yeah, I'll hook up all the rest of this stuff, and we'll have a little music system going that we can trigger with blueprints. So I'm psyched to get that going. So I got to set that up, and I probably have to use the state tree states or make a new state tree for player stuff. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I'm going to figure that out, but I have my mapping, right? I have this to guide me, so I'll probably be just fine. Well, that'll do it
for now. Lots more to show you coming up. But there's a bunch of stuff I've been working on that I haven't shown. But I just wanted to jump in and show you guys the music system. Remember to like and subscribe and do all the doodly things. Tell your friends, please. Just tell people about there's this doofus on YouTube trying to make a game. Go watch it. Spread the word. Sign up for the Patreon when it goes live on August 24th. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Latest.